Century Age of Ashes has been delayed, and persistent battle war game Foxhole receives a major update. All that and more, my name's Ethos, and these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free-to-Play Weekly. Coming in at number 5, sometime soon, meaning at any point between now or at the end of this year, Studio Surgical Scalpels and Skystone's game's FPS Boundary is slated to launch. When it launches, players will take on the role of an astronaut aboard an Earth-orbiting space station, only with the twist that they're heavily armed with projectile-firing weapons. This game features zero or low-G team versus team combat in and around orbiting space installations. Players are not only armed with a wide variety of weapons, but also a customizable spacesuit known as the EMU suit. As with most competitive FPSs, weapons can be modified and upgraded using various resources. As we near the eventual release of this game, the devs are dropping more information about the game, and this week they just released a brand new gameplay trailer showing off all the brand new exclusive content for the game. And coming in at number 4, speaking of brand new updates, the top-down war shooter Foxhole has gotten a big update last week called Entrenched. Its bigliness is highlighted by a map expansion capable of supporting thousands of players at once. The 14 new hexes offer plenty of new towns, villages, and other points of interest for the ongoing war. When going somewhere new and meeting new friends, it's always good to dress your best. So Entrenched adds 15 brand new uniforms so that each class of soldier can look a little bit more unique, and there's even more to come in the near future. Foxhole's building system has also been updated, with builders having the ability to construct front-line fortifications with sandbags, barbed wires, and metal beams. Player-constructed bunkers and trenches also see several improvements, with a new power system for bunkers and the ability to dig out basic foxholes for a small number of troops. You can learn more about Foxhole's Entrenched update on the game's Steam page. And moving into story number 3, so what do you get when you have a highly anticipated game launch being delayed until the day after your launch? Well, if you don't immediately want to fight for player attention, you move your game. And that's exactly what Playwing has done for its upcoming multiplayer dragon game, Century Age of Ashes, following the news that EA had moved Battlefield 2042 to November the 19th, the day directly after Century was expected to launch. Instead, the game will now launch on December the 2nd, just to give it a little bit more breathing room. This news came via Twitter, where the devs also used this as an opportunity to answer a burning question from the players about whether progression achieved during the closed beta test 2 will be reset. And to answer that question, yes, it will. According to the post, the decision to reset progression are based on the improvements implemented following the test, including improvements to progression. And speaking of progression, I'm killing it going into story number 2. 343 Industries' latest Halo Waypoint blog piece for Halo Infinite is a big one, featuring interviews with staff about Big Team Battle, the Academy, and a few stories about development. It turns out that shipping a AAA flagship title amidst a global pandemic and everyone is working on it from home is, in fact, hard. If you are a Halo fan and you have an hour or so, you're welcome to read the whole thing. But for now, one thing that we want to focus on is the point of the progression system that's been laid out around the late middle part of this piece. As expected, there will be a battle pass in free and premium paid flavors, as well as special limited time battle passes for every season. You'll earn XP in advance along the battle passes to unlock various cosmetics, nothing new here. But what's different is that you won't earn XP for each match you play or win. Not exactly, at least. Instead, you'll have daily and weekly challenges that grant you XP when you complete them. These start off simple: play one match, capture 1 point, etc., and grow tougher as you complete easier challenges, granting you more XP and increase in difficulty. If you complete all of your weekly challenges, then you'll get a special capstone challenge that will grant you a special reward like a coating or emblem. Now, these daily challenges are meant to take the place of the regular XP drip that you get from games for just playing every single match. It's estimated that a player would need about 16 to 18 hours of game time to run through all of their daily challenges. And you'll get a new set of these daily challenges, of course, every day, and can use the challenge swap to swap weekly challenges if you don't like the one that you're currently presented with. These swaps, as well as XP boosts, will be available through the battle passes via promotions or through a purchase in the store. Halo insiders have already gotten a chance to try out the actual multiplayer that happened this past weekend and for the upcoming weekend between September the 30th and October the 3rd. This previous technical test was with 4v4 arena battles, but this new one coming up this weekend will have 12v12 big team battles on the menu, which I'm sure everyone is excited for. And coming in at number 1, your biggest story of the week. A few weeks ago, it looked like the end of the road for an indie MMORPG, TitanReach, whose developers said that their funds had dried up. Remarkably though, developer Square Root Studios had received a reprieve as an anonymous backer had contributed the money required to continue development of the game. Lead developer Unraveled announced via the game's Discord that TitanReach had been fully funded, and that the money comes with no strings attached. Who needs a successful Kickstarter when you have someone like that in your pocket? YouTuber Kira TV got an interview with Unraveled, as well as a backer who will fund the game in its entirety until until it's finished amazingly, without any contract paperwork or legal obligations. The backer said that he thought the dev team was hardworking, dedicated, and passionate, and have been trying to build something cool but with very little resources at their disposal. He stated that he has done the same thing for another game in the past, but those developers ran away with it. As for Unraveled himself, he thought the initial offer was a joke because it was just too easy, too casual, and it made no sense, and he didn't even entertain further talks. Upon doing some research, Unraveled decided that his mysterious benefactor could be trusted and authorized payment for an unspecified amount. As it turned out, the account was gifted with double the agreed upon amount, after which Unraveled walked around the house in disbelief. His wife thought he looked like a lost puppy dog. Unraveled said that the scope of the game will remain the same without additional feature creep to bloat the project. He intends to decrease the team size to about 23, which will allow for greater specialization and raise their pay. He said that the game will go back into private development, though there will be occasional alphas and betas for the players to experience. Both Kira and Unraveled frequently use the too good to be true maximum to describe the unbelievable turn of fortune, but they're convinced that the benefactor was honest in his dealings. Good for TitanReach and Square Root Studios, and may we all be as fortunate in our times of need. And this moves us to the question of the week. If you had a benefactor who came up to you and said that they would fund your game, what type of game would you make? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And these are your top 5 stories for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out mmobomb.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name's Ethos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everyone.